Today's event will awaken your soul, so please watch the event till the end. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. In Ramadan, 2 pigeons came in front of a dead body and started saying to each other, "We have appeared in front of a good servant of Allah." Friends, we are lucky to be the first to upload such a video on our channel. If you like the video, please give a like and subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell icon next to it. There was a famous city in Iraq where an honest merchant lived. He used to buy and sell animals. He used to worship Allah a lot. The businessman always earned money in a halal way. He never went towards haram. His family lived on this halal income. He used to travel from one city to another city to sell animals, so he was always alone. He always had animals with him. May Allah bless his earnings. He always thanked God. The month of Ramadan had started. His special habit was that he always fasted. No matter how hot the temperature was, he would fast all the time. He fasted without eating at Sehri. One day, he has a lot of urgent work. He has to go there with his animals, and instead of the animal, the trader will get a huge amount of money. He made 10 pairs of animals and told his wife, "I am going to a big fair to sell these animals, and I can't miss this opportunity." He had never traveled with so many animals before. A lot of excitement was working inside him. His wife said, "Take one of her sons with you. Take one of my sons with you. We'll see your work, learn." He said, "You're right. I can travel after fasting, but my son cannot. I will take another time. And see now, it is very hot, and my son cannot travel in such heat. It is good that I leave for the journey alone. You pray that it will be more profitable this time. This opportunity will not come again." The wife said, "I am very afraid. Don't go alone. Take a friend with you." He said, "I can't rely on friends. No one is greater than Allah. Allah is the protector. You only pray that you do not fall in love with anyone else." Saying this, he left with his animals, which was the biggest fair for that time, the healthiest animals in the world to him, whose beauty would have been bought by anyone. And that was it. His animals were quickly sold. By selling, he earned so much money which he dreamed of earning before. I thought, the work is done, now let's go. He started walking. He was very happy because Allah accepted his dua. It was afternoon. It will be convenient to travel. There was a man watching over him. He was seeing how he sold so many animals, how he earned so much money. He was a very greedy man. The greedy man wanted to take away his money. The greedy man kept following him. He knew he had a lot of money. It was a big desert. He was very tired. His eyes began to close in sleep. Thought to take some rest. He was lucky that there was a tree. He sat under a tree to rest. That's when the greedy man attacked him. The man held a knife to his neck and said, "Give me everything you have." The businessman looked around. She screams a lot for someone to save her. But who heard him in that silent place? He gave all his money to the robber. The robber said, "I took the money from you, but you must be killed because you know me." The businessman said, "You have taken all my money, you have taken my hard work money, and now what's the use of my life? I have small children. Have a little mercy on me. Don't kill me, I won't tell anyone about you." But the greedy man did not listen to him. The businessman was very helpless. He had no tools. He could not do anything. The greedy man showed no mercy to him. The greedy man thrust the knife into his throat. He fell down and started screaming. He looked left and right, if anyone could help him. But there was no one around. He saw 2 pigeons on the tree. He called the dove and said, "This dove, this creature of God, be a witness to what he is doing to me." And he was martyred in Kalima and died. That devil person was very happy and said, "How can a dumb bird testify again? How will they testify? I can cook them and eat them. Who will they tell again when they want to save you? For there was no man, and what would this bird save you?" He threw stones at the pigeons, and they flew away. He threw the businessman's body there. He counted the money and left from there. Even in the street he was laughing about the dead person. Today, the businessman has been out of the house for 3-4 days. The businessman's wife and children are waiting for him there. But how will he come? He is dead. The condition of the wife became worse as she cried. The wife said to her son, "You see, I forbade your father to go alone, but he has gone." Days passed, but there was no news of him. He had an older son who could travel with him, and he was worried about his father. He goes out in the afternoon in search of his father and tells everyone his father's name. People recognize him. The best prophet is his. When he asked, "Has anyone seen my father?" "My father has not returned home yet." The people said that he returned home as soon as he was sold, so they could know who killed him and left him in the desert. He also killed and brought all his money. No one could be found who knew this man, so we buried him in a graveyard in that area. The boy started crying after hearing this news. The news was taking over her life, that her father had been brutally killed and buried in such a manner. He can't tell his mother about this. His mother was already going crazy. He thought that I should go to the Hakim of this city and seek help from him, and to know who is that devil killer who killed my father. I want my father's killer. The businessman's son went to the Hakim of that city. He said to Hakim, "Please me to find my father's killer." Hakim said, "You are neither from this city nor your father used to live here, but I'm sending you to a Qazi. Take that decision." Hearing that, the boy ran to Qazi. The son told Qazi, "I want justice for my father's murder. My father died in your city, and you have no news." Qazi heard his words and said, "Heartbreaking incident. But that person is human or an inhuman. Now how can I decide? The killer is still not found, and we don't know where he came from. If your father has any friend or relative in this city, then you should meet him. Ask him if your father came here with anyone. Did he have enmity with anyone? Look, I promise if I get information on the killer, I'll let you know right away, and he will be punished accordingly. He will be hanged. The whole city will witness his death." On Qazi's words, he returns to his hometown and asks his father's friends to find out how to find the killer, but he could not know anything. Even after asking a lot, he could not find out anything, nor did the killer leave any traces. His mother told him, "Where did you go? How worried I was. And did you get any news about your father? What will he say? His father was killed long ago." And she can't lie to her mother, so she told her mother, "I'm telling you that your husband will never come back. He was killed with great pain." Mum couldn't believe her ears. The boy could not find peace. And the son is so young that he doesn't even know how his father does business. And they don't know where the rest of the money is kept. What was there was also sold. They are now on the road. They are now struggling for a single grain of rice. The boy doesn't know what to do, but he has to do whatever he has to do. One day his friend said to him, "I am giving you a suggestion, seeing you worried. There is an Alawala in this city. You go to him, he will arrange for you. Don't come empty-handed, you can trust me. He can tell you who killed your father." He approached him with great hope, said, "Hazrat, what shall I tell you? Just want my late father's killer. I looked everywhere, but I couldn't find him, and there is nothing to eat in our house. Those that were animals were also sold. I reach out to people to feed my family. My father used to earn money in illegal ways, that our resources are exhausted like this." Alawala said, "Give me some time, and you don't have to come here. I will call you later. And trust in Allah and do not despair. If he takes something away, he gives back more than that." While talking to him, one of his men came and said, "Hazrat, food has been sent for you. The richest man in this town has sent food for you." Alawala said, "Yes, give food." Then food was given in front of him. God gave food to the boy and said, take this for your family. "But it was sent for you," he said. God said, "My stomach is full. You deserve more." He was happy. "Today my family can eat food after a long time." He returned home with food, and he kept waiting when Allah will call him. He thought that he got food today, but later we have to be hungry again. But he saw food coming to his house every day. After 3 days, Allah called him. "The answer to one of your questions is that your father used to earn money by working in haram or halal ways. He was a very kind person. He always thought well of people. Was fasting, there was prayer. That's why no one can take his money from you. Allah is great. One day that killer will be caught. I have come to you to know about the killer." Alawala said, "It is not yet time to know that. You wait. I will let you know when the time comes. And you keep faith." God also said, "Be patient. The fruit of patience is sweet. Tell your mother to pray." He quietly returned to his house. God's words came true. Money started coming to his house. Someone leaves money at the door and leaves. Who he was could not be seen. 3 years have passed. He and his mother fell silent. It seems that the killer will never be found. Everyone started to forget about this. The son also understands that God doesn't remember anything anymore. But one day he was called by God. He was very surprised. After so many years, how did Allah remember me? He went there and said, Hazrat, you remember me after all these years? Allah said, yes, the biggest person in this city has invited me, so I thought I should take you with me. Will you go with us? How could he agree? He reached there with Allah. God's special invitation was there. Many types of food were kept. A businessman said, God, what do you want to eat? God said, what is the special food here? I would prefer that food. The specialty here is roast pigeon, he said with a smile, beckoning to his servant. The workers put food in front of God. The businessman lifted the lid from the food. There were 2 roasted pigeons. God said, do you remember something? Do you remember something after seeing this pigeon? He let out a sigh, and he could hear the words of the person who had been tortured and killed in front of him again and again in his ears. This pigeon, bear witness. He smiled to himself and said, what a madman this reminded him of. But he lied that I didn't remember anything. Allah said, would you not speak the truth which you have hidden in your heart? You have committed a sin, and today the time has come to find out the secret of this sin. He said, I don't remember anything, what are you talking about? His companion said, what are you saying about our friend Huzar? Don't you know he's the biggest businessman in this city? Ekto has invited you here, and you are slandering him, ruining his honor. God said, I am not wasting honor. Trying to get the truth out of his mouth, well, if he doesn't say it, these pigeons will. He started scoffing. I thought you were an old man. By Allah, I used to send gifts and food for you. You gave this reward. Allah said, you have not shown mercy to anything. You have returned it to its rightful one. You are a liar, a cheater. Your truth will be revealed today in front of the entire city. He looked at the pigeons and said, this is a dead pigeon. You remember that someone had witnessed you when he died. Remember the words of those good people and say it in front of everyone. It is not time for Allah to say that the pigeons that cooked pigeons are late, and the son of the deceased businessman was watching everything. The pigeon flying began to say, we testify that this person knows the helpless businessman. He also wanted begging of his life. The hand was forced in front of him, but he did not show any kind of kindness to him. He took his money. He also brutally killed him. Everyone in the present was surprised to test the pigeons. Allah Almighty said, now the pigeon has also given witness. Now tell me what you did to this boy's father. He said to the boy, yes, I killed your father. I was your father's friend. I used to burn in his lives. He helped everyone. Everyone used to work. I wanted to finish him. Once I find out that there will be many big animals in the afternoon. He has the most expensive animal in the world. He was going there to sell the animal. I advised him to go alone, no one is credible. She listens to me all, so she was going alone. Many of his animals are sold. Instead, he made millions of money. He did not know that my intention was bad from the beginning. And when he started to come home alone, I kept his road. He continues to think of me as his friend, but I told him, I am not your friend. Ever since I had been waiting for your wealth. After that, I took the money and killed him, because if he left him, he would tell everyone about it. But I did not know that Allah was watching everything. Then this pigeon listened to everything. Before he died, he witnessed these pigeons. Everyone present is surprised to hear about the businessman. Whenever he leaked his mystery, he started to say what I did wrong. Today, I have told myself what people have forgotten for so many years. Allah said to the dead businessman, now you know. Who killed your father? The boy said, yes, I saw. How did this guy betray my father? Allah Almighty said, you know that the food that was coming to your house was the food sent to him. He thought I was a big elder and sent me a gift to reduce his sin. I knew these were your father's money. Now, the money that SA is comfortable with is all your father's money. Otherwise, where is he? And where is his ability? I used to send that food to your house because you're entitled to this food. And the money that was in front of your house was also a gift from him that he sent me. I did not keep it to me. We don't need them. We do not disappoint God by eating orphans' money. And this person has suffered the rights of the orphan. His mystery was leaked in front of everyone today. Everyone present was spit on him. Eating orphans and widows have hurt the widow, filled their stomachs, and you have made them orphans and widows. Allah Almighty said, give all the money you have, give it to this orphan. The wealth you had, and what he had taken away from the businessman. Give him everything. That afternoon, everyone in the city even went to Qazi. Qazi immediately arrested the man immediately. The next morning, everyone in the city appeared to see his hanging, when the rope was given to his neck, when the Jallat pulled the rope. It was then that the people suddenly saw two pigeons. The pigeons said, "O businessman, we are punished for the testimony we have testified." Allah Almighty laughed and said, "Even if everything can hide from people, nothing can be hidden from God." Be sure to give a like to the video, and to get more Islamic videos regularly, subscribe to our Islamic channel and press the bell icon next to it.